Hello and welcome to your 15th UDK tutorial, and in this tutorial we're going to learn about mathematical expressions. So just go ahead and open up Material 02 that we created last time. And we had our normal map linking to our normal channel, and we have our actual texture linking to our diffuse channel. So just go ahead and control click to unlink that. And we're going to just move this up here and create a new constant 3 vector. Now, this time we're not actually going to use it to directly store color, but instead we're going to use it to pretty much change the color values in our actual texture using mathematical expressions. So let's right click, let's go to math, and to start off with, let's just add a multiply expression. Now, as you probably guessed, this takes two inputs, it multiplies the two values together and gives an output. So really we probably want this to be a bit higher up. Let me just reposition everything. Okay, that'll do the job. So let's just go ahead and link our texture sample to input A of the multiply, and then let's change our constant 3 vector. So this is the top value is going to be what we want the red value in our texture sample to be multiplied by. Second one, the green value, what we want to be multiplied by, and the third one, the blue. So let's say we want our material to be slightly more red. We're going to times our red value of the material by 2, and we'll times the green by 1. And the blue by 1. Obviously, if you have any values at 0, that just will completely remove that value, because anything times 0 is 0. So if we now link this up to input B, and then link this all up to diffuse, then here we go. We can actually see our material is looking quite a bit redder. If I just increase this to 3, just to make sure you can definitely see the redness. There we go, we can definitely see that's looking quite a lot redder. So what the multiply expression does is it'll just take two values, it will times them together, and then it will output that. So in this case we've used it to modify the color of our texture. So obviously the one like multiply is divide. So if we just go and add one of those, math divide. And as you probably guessed, this is pretty much just the opposite. So in this case, if we want to decrease our red value, because we have red at 3, then we link these up, and it will divide our red value by 3, and then the other two values will just be divided by 1, so they'll remain the same. So again, we link to diffuse, and we'll see here we go, we actually have a lack of red, which has resulted in a rather blue-looking color. Now, it's also worth noting, I probably should have pointed this out with the multiply, but if we then set this to something like 0.2, that's actually then going to boost our red because of the way, the way divide works in maths. If you divide by a smaller number, you'll end up getting a bigger number. So if we're actually dividing our red by 0.2, you'll see, here we go, it's now actually looking a lot redder. So multiply and divide, pretty simple, they are as they sound they are. Now the other two are, of course, add. Now this obviously acts slightly differently, so let's change our constant 3 vector, and let's change it to 0.2, 0. Because basically what we want to do is we want to add 0.2 to the red value of our texture, we want to add nothing to the other two values. So let's just link these up, and we should find that once again we've increased the red. Here we go. Again, it has a slightly different effect since we've pretty much only boosted our red. And all of them do have slightly different effects, it's just the way they work. So if we change this to something more dramatic, like, I don't know, 5, then obviously we see these changes. So add, and then, as you're probably expecting, the next I'm going to go over is, of course, divide. In fact, I quite like that 0.1 red. It just gives it a nice little red feel. But if we go and have math, and we have subtract, then obviously we can subtract values. I'm pretty confident. So this should probably look a bit bluer since we're removing 0.1 of red. Oops, I forgot to link it to diffuse. There we go, and here we go, it looks a bit bluer. In fact, it looks quite a bit bluer. Now, I'm just going to quickly do our add again, because I quite liked it when we had that little red tint to it. So let's just go add. Let's link everything up. Oops, I absolutely failed there. Okay, so it's all linked up, and now our material just has this really nice kind of red feel to it. So let's just go ahead and apply all the changes. And let's cross out of our material browser, and I keep forgetting to mention this in video and have to add it in text, but don't forget to save. You can right click and you can click save, and that'll save your whole package. Anywho, let's quickly give this a test out. Let's show our builder brush and click add, because we have gone off on a bit of a tangent with all this material stuff, and we still might be for a little bit longer. Haven't quite decided yet. If we just decide that we want to scale this up 5 times, that might look a little bit better. And we can now see we have this nice rock material that does have depth because of our normal map, and it does have a nice little red feel because of our add mathematical expression. So that's the end of this tutorial, and have a nice day.